There's a little bit of, actually, I think it's your mic. Maybe there's some background sound. It's not too bad.
Oh, someone's mowing their lawn.
Yeah,
Is
she's
that okay?
outside, so
It's fine. I
it's
don't
only
mind.
it's only when you talk. Like otherwise, it's silent. It's just picking up when you talk. So
Oh, maybe I just won't talk then.
I'm your host, Zach, and I'm joined today with three of my trusted friends, Caden,
oh,
Ashley,
Hello.
and Connor Wood.
Hello.
Today's topic.
Call of Duty Zombies. In the beginning, there was only the Ether and the Keepers. The Ether is this mystical realm full of magical fantasy creatures that don't exist. 5 AD, the Apothecans send meteors to Earth, and these meteors contain element 115, which is the crucial piece to all the story. Now we're in the year 1292 through 1299. The Great War between humanity and the Apothecans. The group known as Primus defeats them. So now we jump forward way even more to 1931. Dr. Ludwig Maxis forms Group 935. Yeah, so a scientific organization. His daughter, Samantha, is born a few years later. Maxis's wife actually dies in childbirth. So it's just Maxis and his daughter. Richtofen also joins Group 935. In 1939, Maxis is trying to figure out teleportation. Richtofen is his partner in the project, and the two are frequently working together, and therefore they get to know each other pretty well. They become pretty close business partners. Richtofen and Maxis discover that element 115 reanimates dead cells, bringing dead corpses somewhat back to life as zombies. Richtofen and Schuster start the first human teleportation test. Richtofen volunteers himself. He is teleported to the moon, where he encounters the MPD, the Ether Pyramid device. He is electrocuted.
Oh, I thought that was going to be like some sort of police force.
The Moon Police Department.
Police department.
Yeah. He's electrocuted by it, and he starts to hear voices in his head. You know, we all know that that's a good thing, right? Richtofen is gradually driven insane by an obsession to find Agartha. Back at Group 935, everyone's like, where's Richtofen? Like, he's just gone. Griffin Station begins construction on the moon, and Richtofen is able to get other 935 scientists to join his cause, as they are also upset by Maxis's alignment with Germany. Maxis asks for more funding from the Reichstag, and they accept by building 2 brand new facilities.
Is the asylum the Gulag?
No, no. It's not the Gulag. In 1942, Maxis gives a litter-expecting dog named Fluffy to his daughter Samantha as a gift.
Aww.
So now another one of our other 4 main characters. Now looking at him, Takio. He's part of the Japanese military. He's sent on a mission by the Emperor himself to oversee operations at Group 935. Each of these characters, like, okay, so like Richtofen at first, he's very like calm, down to earth. He's just some just normal German scientist dude. But as
Just your everyday Nazi.
as he gets crazier from the dark ether corruption in his mind, he's like just super maniacal, just like you know, that evil laughter kind of like evil scientist, a mad scientist, you know, kind of vibe. Nikolai is captured by German forces during the Battle of Stalingrad, and it becomes a test subject for Group 935. Takio is taken prisoner as well by Group 935 and becomes a test subject as well after reporting to the Emperor that the work being done was unacceptable. Actually, since, you know, they're, Japan and Germany are allies, didn't like that answer. So he basically told Group 935 of Takio's whereabouts, and they captured him. A random airfield in Germany, there's an American plane carrying Marines. It malfunctions and crashes and ends up colliding with trucks that were transporting element 115 and zombies between facilities.
That's a worst case scenario if I've ever heard one.
So the surviving Marines hold out against the undead for as long as they can, but they're eventually overwhelmed. That was also the very first map of all zombies, so
Yep, I remember that
very
one.
basic. Yep, extremely basic. There's not really much of a story, just kind of some random event out there. A Marine recon unit led by Dempsey, here we go, there's our 4th character, is sent by the CIA to extract an American spy, Peter McCain, at Group 935's asylum facility, as they believe he is no longer safe due to experiments. So the whole asylum becomes abandoned by zombies, but Kane escapes. Dempsey and his Marines arrive at the facility to find it overrun. They fight them off, but only Dempsey makes it out alive. So Dempsey escapes from the facility, and Group 935 transports actually find him and capture him. Test subjects Dempsey, Takio, Nick, and Nikolai lose their memories of who they were before being captured due to the brain deterioration caused by long exposure to element 115. It's a little convenient. Yeah.
The classic amnesia plot,
Yeah.
Plot amnesia. Wait, sorry. Who has plot amnesia? We have Dempsey, Takeo loses his memory,
And Nikolai. To himself privately, Richtofen now vows that he will destroy Maxis. Like he is out to kill this guy. So Richtofen's gone full insane here. Pyramid requires souls to charge it. And so Groff informs Richtofen on this. And so Richtofen, very sad, he starts to send POWs and willing scientists to the moon to be sacrificed so their souls can fill the tanks. So Richtofen just sending people there to be killed to charge it.
Does Maxis know about this?
No, Maxis doesn't really know anything that's going on with the Griffin Station. The MPD is fully charged. It's ready.
Hey, we got enough human sacrifices that the moon is ready.
So Samantha walks in looking for her dog and sees her in the teleporter. So panicked, she runs into the teleporter with Fluffy. Maxis chases after her to remove her, like, oh shoot, no, Samantha, get out of there. And as he enters, Richtofen sees this opportunity. He seals the door shut. Maxis is banging on the door, demanding to be let out. Samantha, being scared, she starts crying, and Fluffy's barking. Richtofen teleports them all. Goodbye, Dr. Maxis.
Do you see all this in a cutscene or like audio tapes in game?
It's explained through audio logs.
I love that. I love audio logs.
So you get to hear like the actors like, goodbye, Dr. Maxis. Like,
it's so good. It's so good.
So Maxis and Samantha both get sent to the moon facility. We don't know where Fluffy goes. We find out a little later, but we don't know where Fluffy goes initially. The pyramid, now being fully charged, draws her inside it, and it seals itself. So now Samantha is inside the pyramid, trapped. Maxis approaches the MPD. So he's basically telling Samantha, hey, now that you have this dark ether power around you, why don't you use it and kill all the scientists that were responsible for all this happening? Dark ether is like this mystical place, just like the ether, but it's I don't know, it's dark. She's now like one with the magic of the dark ether. He tells Samantha to kill everyone, and then he kills himself.
Why?
Because he was trying to, I guess, and I don't think about it, I don't know why he enraged. She embraces the new power she's been given through her merge with the MPD. She shocks Maxis, and fuses his conscience with electronic technology.
Oh, so like Electro from Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Yes, except that he doesn't have a physical body.
Well, here, let's move on to the next page then, because we about run out of room here. It seems like Richtofen's on the top right now. Like he got what he wanted. Is that true?
No, not really.
What happens to Richtofen?
This is what Samantha's new power is. She is actually connected with the zombies, and she now controls the undead.
And what can Richtofen do? What are Richtofen's superpowers?
He's still, he's just a regular human.
He's just a Nazi still?
And her first order of business is she commands all the zombies to kill everyone in Griffin Station. They're scientists. They have no weapons or anything. They're helpless. So Richtofen returns to the Doris facility and looks for help from Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takio. With no memories of themselves, they agree to help him. And these four become known as Ultimis. So they fight through the hordes of zombies there, with Richtofen using his new DG2, the new wonder weapon.
Hey.
Richtofen's plan is to immediately teleport back to the moon and confront Samantha with his brand new team and weapons. The DG2, which basically it's like a weapon that shoots bursts of electricity, overloads the teleporter and now sends them through time instead of the moon. And also this causes Richtofen to drop his diary, which is all his plans. 1952, The Pentagon begins experiments on the undead with former Group 935 scientists. So the explorers Bach and Gary discover Shangri-La, and during an eclipse, they become trapped in a time loop behind the walls of a cave. Ultimis arrives at Shangri-La, and this is pretty messed up. So they use Bach and Gary to help them get to the focusing stone, and then they just leave. They don't help Bach and Gary.
And then Brocky Gary is stuck in the time loop forever.
I think so, yeah. So Ultimis makes their way back to Germany again, to the now abandoned Kino facility. They find a lunar lander, and they fly to the Ascension Group, which, by the way, is in the Soviet Union. Savoysky, he starts noticing children's toys around the facility.
Who's leaving these around? These aren't mine. He's like picking them up when no one's looking.
He begins hearing the voice of Samantha in his head. Oh, I thought there'd be a better reaction. Okay, I'm sorry.
What?
Obeying Samantha, Zavoyski tricks Gersh into activating the Gersh device, which is something he invented, which opens a rift, sending Zavoyski to the Pentagon and trapping Gersh into the Casimir mechanism. All right, so that's a lot to say. Let me unload that a little bit.
Yeah, what does that mean?
He's just like a little pellet of energy. The best way I can explain it. They arrive at the Ascension Group, and the Easter egg there is to free Gersh from the mechanism, fighting zombies, freeing Gersh, you know how it is. So he has the focusing stone. His next step is to get the Vril device. Meanwhile, the next map, 5, John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon, Robert McNamara, and Fidel Castro are meeting in the aftermath of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Because of Savoysky being brought there, remember, he was teleported from Ascension. So he's there at the Pentagon, but of course those 4, which, by the way, you play as those 4 in the map. It's awesome. You're Kennedy, Nixon, McNamara, and Castro. You play as them.
Is there an Easter egg for this one?
There actually isn't, no.
So wait. So if there's no Easter egg, canonically, these 4 characters get killed by zombies in this timeline?
I was getting to that, but yes. So to avoid another that, the U.S. government creates the Broken Arrow program, establishing several facilities across the country. The Groom Lake facility and the Green Run facility are among those. Russman begins work at Broken Arrow. Over time, though, his extensive exposure to Element 115 leads to significant memory loss as well. So, hey, at least they're consistent. He escapes from his facility after a containment breach. Ultimis, who using that Gersh device, they arrived at the Siberian facility, looking for that Vril device, you know. Samantha unleashes an outbreak in pursuit of Ultimis. So she's like, all right, zombies, that's where Ultimis is now. Go after him. Ultimis, using another Gersh device, they go on their way.
Of course they leave more people who actively help them.
We actually go into the future. So the time just keeps jumping. Broken Arrow accidentally creates the Avogadro, which is like this being of electricity that is just similar to Maxis. It's not really that important to the storyline, except it becomes more so in Black Ops 4, but I'm not getting into that. Broken Arrow starts drilling near the nuclear testing site known as Nuketown, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with.
There's a zombie map for Nuketown?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
The epic finale to Black Ops 1 Zombies. The map, Moon.
Oh, because they go to the moon to fight Samantha.
Richtofen completes his grand scheme. Richtofen, using the Vril device and the focusing stone, he places them in there, and he's able to reopen the pyramid again. Samantha's there, like floating, avatar state. Ultimus starts charging the pyramid again with all the zombies there, so they're getting it back to its full power. Richtofen swaps bodies with Samantha.
Like Freaky Friday?
Yes, like Freaky Friday. Except even freakier because Richtofen's like a 40-year-old man and Samantha's a 6-year-old girl. Richtofen is now in control of the zombies.
Wait, Samantha was the good guy all along?
I mean, Samantha still caused lots of death.
I'm upset because we knew Richtofen was evil in the beginning. We knew all along. It's not like he's like, oh, he might be good now. It's like, I'm not surprised. Of course he would try to pull this shit off. It's like he's an awful person.
Not knowing that this was Richtofen's endgame, the Ultimus crew kind of feels betrayed. Maxis contacts Ultimus, like the rest of Ultimus. So now, I guess...
Maxis?
Yes.
The guy that killed himself and turned into electricity is still around? He's still a thing?
He's just been hanging out through electricity, yeah. Hey, Ultimus, you want to help me defeat Richtofen? There are actually 3 missiles on that moon base. Ultimis sets off those missiles at Earth. Just three, just spaced out to completely just demolish Earth. Like it leaves it barren. It's like an apocalyptic wasteland.
Maxis and Ultimis commits mass genocide on all of Earth.
Basically, yes, to stop Richtofen from doing anything with his power.
Wow.
What? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, Richtofen, you won't have anybody to kill once we kill everyone. Ultimus had one chance to like redeem themselves and be like, hey, we're not just like these stupid tag-along POW, I lost my memory bullshit characters. They're like, hey, let's save the day. And they literally kill everyone.
I can tell you don't like where the story is going.
No, I don't. I'm pissed. Is it how much more is it? Should we go on to another page?
Yes. Now it's Black Ops 2. Now we're entering Black Ops 2. With Earth now as it is, that actually severs Richtofen's connection with the Dark Ether, but not the zombies. So they left him way less powerful than he was if they hadn't done that. So Richtofen uses the zombies to spread over the entire Earth, and so now a total apocalypse is the present world. So all the zombies at this point, World at War and Black Ops, their eyes have been orange. When Richtofen takes control, the zombies' eyes turn blue.
It's like Sans.
So an 1800s Western town gets teleported to an underground mining facility in 2025 Angola. Basically, the temporal rifts caused by the missiles just kind of like phase shift some things. It kind of messes up like with time, like kind of makes time a little wonky.
The Apothecans. I forgot about the Apothecans. Oh, right.
Oh,
sure.
right.
So this was the aliens' plan the whole time.
2027, The Flesh is formed. What The Flesh is a society of survivors, a cult. They consume zombie flesh. A man named Samuel Stuhlinger joins that group.
Sam's a little crazy.
Yeah, you can say that.
Seems like a reasonable fellow.
There's good people on both sides. It's like The Flesh, everyone else.
Richtofen, he has a new plan because obviously Ultimus kind of ruined things for him a little bit. So his new plan is to mend the rift in space and time that's going on, to regain control of the ether, because that's what caused his sever. Now the people eating the flesh can now hear Richtofen's voice. So he's like, perfect, I'll use you guys. He tells them to build global polarization devices, towers that for some reason they mend the rifts. Maxis also, through his abilities to speak through technology, he begins communicating with survivors on Earth, telling anyone who will listen to him to also build global polarization devices for his new plan to open Agartha and reunite him with Samantha.
What the hell? Oh my god. Does everyone suck?
So basically it's like the Richtofen followers and the Maxis followers are now in competing goals, but they have the same goals, but they're each trying to compete it for the other person.
Please don't. Please tell me that Ultimus isn't falling for this shit. They're like, okay, we need to do our own thing.
You want to hear something sad?
They died.
Oh, they're kind of just stuck on the moon.
What?
They're just kind of stuck there. Yeah.
What about the Geifer, whatever it's called, the teleporter machine? What about the Gersh?
I don't think they have anymore.
They lost the Gersh. Our heroes suffocate in space and no one really wins. That's kind of where we're at right now.
With Maxis's plan, Agartha is such a powerful dimension that if he does open it up, it would like completely demolish Earth. He doesn't tell that part of his plan to his followers.
Why would he?
2028. Now, many of Max's followers leave his cause as they start to have doubts that he may be a little evil.
This sucks. This really sucks.
2035 now. Stuhlinger bumps into Russman, the guy who's wandering the Earth from Broken Arrow.
Oh, the guy that lost his memory and had to leave the facility. Okay, got it.
The two team up. Marlton, who he met and paired up with another survivor, Abigail Briarton. So Stuhlinger and Russman run into Marlton and Misty at a diner. These four become known as Victus. So Maxis now contacts the group, kind of get more people to follow his plan as everyone else died. So he's like, hey, Victus, help me out. Stuhlinger, still being able to hear Richtofen's voice, Richthofen contacts him. Is like, no, help me.
How do I choose? Oh,
There's two Easter eggs for each map. One following Richthofen's path and one following Maxis's path. So what I'm just not going to say is which one is canonical. Both voices, as a result of that, kind of cease for an extended time. They're kind of like, there's like the one is like, I'm winning, and the other is like, this sucks. I hate you guys. So this.
This is the end of the Ultimis storyline.
Yes. So this map is the last map of the Ultimis storyline.
What's it called?
Buried.
So I have a guess. No matter what happens, Victus is gonna somehow fuck this up, just like how Ultimis did, just how Ascension did. We forgot about Primus. Who are they? We don't know yet. I assume no one ever does good in this game.
The voices start talking again for one final time. Aids Maxis in his plan. And
Maxis was the canonical choice. Why would they? I mean, honestly, why would you help Richthofen? It's like oh yeah, let's help the zombies.
Maxis becomes corrupted by the dark ether. He reveals his true intentions to Victus and punishes Richthofen by trapping his soul in a zombie. This is also canonical. Whenever that zombie that Richthofen is in dies, his soul just goes to another zombie.
Oh.
He just is always a zombie. He's
just doomed to die forever.
Samantha is drawn into Agartha by her father, and she sees how evil he's become. She chooses to leave Maxis by entering another rift that takes her to Dimension 63, which is an alternate Earth dimension, currently in its year of 1918. And she reaches out to that Earth's Maxis for help. In this storyline, Maxis then just destroys Earth because of his opening to Agartha, and now his daughter left him. So kind of it was all for nothing.
A bit.
Samantha is pissed and goes to alternate Earth to find a better dad. The Earth blows up because Maxis opens up this heaven dimension to get Samantha, and she decides to leave him because you did the wrong thing.
Yes.
Good for her. She's still like 6 years old at this point.
On all levels except physical, I'm a 30-year-old woman.
And that's the end of the storyline.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait. So there's, with the newer Black Ops games, it's almost like a epilogue story where it's like, okay, what's the aftermath of this?
It takes place in Dimension 63, the alternate Earth.
Oh, I see. So it's completely different, but the only connection is that Samantha has now gone to this Earth.
Well, no, I'll give a quick summary. I won't go super detailed into it. Primus, who is now, what they are younger versions of Ultimis.
Pray to God they're actually good at their job, because
Primus are the heroes.
Yay!
Yes. Finally, the heroes we asked for and we deserved.
Richtofen's crazy, so he's actually a good guy in this.
Ew. No, I don't want Richthofen there. Give me the other three.
No, but Richthofen's a good guy now.
He actually
like
is,
a
though.
decent human.
Oh.
But I have a question. When Samantha, so like, let's say Samantha shows up in 1918, they're younger versions of all these men. Is it gonna end up the exact same as it does in our Earth?
So the storyline, except for years, because actually the years get a little shuffled around. Like, instead of Group 935 being established in the 30s, it's actually established like the end of World War I. So except for like the timeline like shifting years, pretty much everything happens the same until Primus learns of what happens and intervenes.
Ultimis are like these losers who are like, oh, okay, Richthofen, we'll do whatever you want. And then Primus is like, no, we're the freaking guardians of the galaxy. We got
Chad Primus and Virgin Ultimis.
Yo, Ultimis sucks. Ultimis actually sucks. How does Primus pick up the pieces? I'm interested.
Primus, Nikolai Dacchio and Dempsey confront Ultimis Richthofen, who's like, haha, I teleported Maxis, my plan worked. And they're like, they have like guns up to him. They're like, turn around, like, stop, this is over. You don't understand what you're dealing with. There's something menacing in that teleporter, and they know what they're doing. They're trying to egg him on. So he opens the teleporter, and out steps Primus Richthofen, and Ultimus Richthofen's like, oh, like, it's me. And Primus Richthofen points a gun to his Ultimus Richthofen's head and kills him.
Hell yeah!
So they go through different spots in time and kill each of Ultimis, the members.
Ooh, that's
Collect-
hard. It's like, oh, we're picking up all the loose ends.
Yeah.
It's like, I love that. Yes. I had a little, I guess, foresight. I called Primus Avengers. And turns out they were kind of badass.
Oh yeah, so what happened? They got sent back in time to the Great War and fought and won it. Basically, that's what happened.
I assume you drew the nuclear explosion.
Yes,
That's
was
great.
the one thing I could contribute.
It's excellent. Too bad we actually won't see it in the video because our faces will be covering it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think?
It's infuriating for me because it's like anytime there's a new team, it's like, ooh, we get one last shot to take out Rick Toppin. It's like, nope, we screwed it up.
Yeah, there's no good endings.
It's a metaphor for life, you know? Sometimes you do have to side with one or another Nazi. Thank you, Caden, for going through Call of Duty Zombies, the Ultimis, and a little bit of, what's the other one called?
Primus.
And a little bit of the Primus storyline. Well, great. Thank you, Caden. Thank you, everyone here. And thanks for watching. We have been Expert Difficulty, and this has been the Call of Duty Zombies storyline. Please take a moment to like and subscribe down below. But yeah, that's it. So bye-bye, I guess.
Bye-bye.